Hello and welcome back to RJ World Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Today I want to talk about something that I think is both exciting and very relatable. That is talking about a new skill you are learning. We all try to learn new skills at some point in our lives. Whether it's cooking, driving, swimming, learning a language, or even something professional like coding or public speaking. And being able to talk about these skills in English not only makes you sound confident, but it also allows you to share your personal growth story with others. Let me take you into a little story to make this more real. Imagine you are meeting a new colleague at work and they ask you, "So, what are you doing these days apart from work?" Now, instead of saying just nothing much, you could say, "Actually, I've been learning how to cook Italian food. It's something I always wanted to try, and now I'm practicing new recipes every weekend." Suddenly, the conversation becomes more interesting. The person listening to you now knows something about your personality, your interest, and your determination. For me, I always like connecting this topic with my own journey. As you know, I am a translator by profession, and my love for languages has always pushed me to explore more. Recently, I started learning how to express myself better in English, not just by reading books, but also by making podcasts like this one. You see, learning spoken English is not just a skill for me, it's a passion. I practice daily, I listen to podcasts, I read books, and I even talk to myself sometimes in English just to get more fluent. And now, by making this podcast, I am also helping others learn along with me. When you talk about a new skill you are learning, the best way is to structure your explanation like a mini story. First, talk about why you choose the skill. For example, I decided to learn photography because I wanted to capture moments from my travels. That gives your listener the motivation behind your learning. Second, explain how you are learning it. You could say, "I watch online tutorials, practice on weekends, and sometimes ask my friend who is a professional photographer for tips." This shows your effort and dedication. Finally, share your progress or future goals. "I'm still learning, but I have already taken some really nice pictures and I hope to create my own photo album soon." The beauty of talking about skills is that they inspire others too. When you say you are learning something, it's not only reflects your curiosity but also your growth mindset. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to talk about your skill. Even if you are just beginning, you can still say, "I've just started learning how to swim. It's a bit challenging for me, but I feel more confident each time I practice." This honesty makes your conversation genuine and engaging. Also, notice how naturally you can include some useful vocabulary when you talk about skills. Words like practice, improve, challenge, progress, dedication, and confidence come into play. These words not only describe your learning journey but also enrich your spoken English. For example, instead of saying "it is difficult," you could say "it is challenging skill, but I am making steady progress." Doesn't that sound better and more professional? Let me give you another example. Suppose you are learning guitar. You could say, "I recently picked up the guitar because I've always loved music. At first, my fingers hurt a lot while practicing the chords, but slowly I'm improving. Now I can play a couple of songs and it feels so rewarding. My goal is to perform in front of my friends at small gathering one day." See how this paints a clear picture of your journey? The listener not only understands what you are doing but also feels your passion. Now here is the best part. When you talk about your skill, you also open the door for deeper conversations. If you tell someone you are learning baking, they might ask you, "What's the best dish you have baked so far?" Or can you share your recipe? And suddenly you are no longer just making small talk, you are actually building a connection. So, next time you meet someone, instead of just talking about the weather or your routine, try sharing a skill you are currently learning. Say it with enthusiasm. For example, I'm currently learning how to meditate every morning. It helps me stay calm and focused throughout the day. Or I've started learning web development because I want to build my own website. These kinds of conversations not only make you sound interesting but also keep the interaction alive and memorable. To wrap up today's episode, let's remember this: learning a new skill is a journey, and talking about it in English makes the journey even more valuable. It will not only improve your language skills but also boost your confidence in conversations. So think about one skill you are learning right now, or even one you want to start, and try talking about it using the structure we discussed: why you chose it, how you are learning it, and what your progress or goal is. Thank you for listening today. I hope this episode inspires you to share your skills with others in English. Remember, the more you talk about your journey, the more confident you will become. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep growing.